Good morning. The Argyle Park Civic Association remembers the challenges, the young people who either lost their lives or were crippled walking on the roadside because Joyce Avenue had no curbs or sidewalks, making it easy for cars and trucks to run over them. Many times I remember the many times that the mailboxes were run down along Joyce Avenue, bikes and cars damaged, and riders hurt because of car crashes. Children dodging cars along the street in the snow as they walked to school. Ice jams and flooding along the side streets, sliding up the hill to get onto Joyce Avenue. And then from 1998 to 1999, Argyle Park Civic Association's battle with the City of Columbus and how we successfully stopped Project 25, which would have moved the city's fleet management into the heart of our community. We rejected Project 25 and rejected the city's proposed asphalt paths with no curbs. That was the challenges. And then we remember the hope. Mayor Michael B. Coleman pledged to upgrade Joyce Avenue in his 2005 State of the City address. New homes built on Joyce Avenue, 24th Avenue, and 26th Avenues. New senior homes at the Arthur Alvin Zebb's Apartments and North Central Village. Additional homes for home ownership on 24th, Greenview Estates, and Level Green, all here in Argyle Park. The Joyce Avenue project did begin in 2012 with each of the three phases, Hudson Street, 17th Avenue, and finally Joyce Avenue. They each took 2 years. And it brought sidewalks, curbs, stormwater drainage, new sewage lines, new water lines, new gas lines, moving and installing new power poles to make room for tree-lined streets with turning lanes, bike paths, new water hydrants, new street lighting, and traffic lights. So today, the Argyle Park Civic Association, our neighbors and business partners, say thank you to our neighbors for their perseverance and persistence, including the former North Central Area Commissioners, Susan Banks, David Freeman, and Carlin Fraley. Also, Tiffany White, chairperson, and the North Central Area Commissioners, who supported us and encouraged the city to find the funding for the project as written in our neighborhood plan. Former Mayor Michael B. Coleman and council members for funding phases 1 and 2, and council member Shannon Harden for making sure the funding was available to complete this final phase 3 on Joyce Avenue. And finally, thank you, Mayor Andrew Ginther, for taking the reins and completing the project this year. With that, I'm honored to introduce Andrew Ginther, Mayor of the City of Columbus, Ohio. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, they're cheering too.
Well, thank you, Gloria, for that introduction and to offer up some history on this project, because it has been a long time coming and a lot of planning and resources, and I'm grateful for the leadership from the city, Director Gallagher and all her staff at Public Service, Director Davies at Public Utilities, and Columbus City Council. As former Mayor Coleman and current Mayor Ginther have figured out pretty quick, you can propose whatever you want, but council has to provide the resources to make that happen. And so we're grateful to have an incredible champion for this neighborhood and for neighborhoods throughout our great city in Councilmember Shannon Hardin. So we're grateful for him. And as Gloria had mentioned, Tiffany and all of the great community leaders and commissioners that we have with us here today. All of us have been able to do this because we've worked together and stayed focused on great services and protecting the safety and well-being of all of our people. And I know that Mike Obert, Mike Lynch from Complete General, Dustin Wilson, Ryan Porter, and their teams from Shelley and Sands have made sure that we've had great commitment to quality infrastructure here. So what a great day. A beautiful day in October, a little chilly, but a lot warmer in that sunshine, and we are all standing in the sunshine today of this project. We're here today to celebrate the completion of sidewalks and other infrastructure on Joyce Avenue, project that Gloria has mentioned has been several years in the making. This project, new sidewalks on both sides of Joyce between the northern edge of this park and Kenmore Road, sidewalk improvements on 17th Avenue from Brentnell to just past the St. Stephen's Community Center and along Joyce Avenue further south down to 12th Avenue. The widening and resurfacing of Joyce Avenue from 2 to 3 lanes in several sections, building gutters and curbs, including Americans with Disabilities Act compliant curb ramps, so that everyone in our neighborhoods has access to safe passage to where they're headed. Shared use paths for bikes and mobility impaired people, installation of upgraded traffic signals and signage, installation of street lights. But this work is so much more than just a list to check off. It helps complete this community. North Central residents can now walk, bike, and enjoy this area more fully with connected sidewalks, pedestrian access to bus stops, and drain it in a drainage system that reduces flooding in the area. These are changes you can see with more people out and about on beautiful days like today. The neighborhood has been improved in ways that you can't see as well. I always call our utilities, our infrastructure underground, but it's just as critical as our infrastructure that we can see on our sidewalks and streets. Those water lines can help ensure clean water, clean, safe drinking water to homes for decades to come. And safety, a top priority of my administration and former Mayor Coleman's, is boosted with additional street lights. We are so pleased to be able to finish this important work for the great residents of the North Central area. As is always true of projects in Columbus, this was a collaborative effort. And I know I just saw Councilmember Stinziano walk up and join us as well. Councilmember Stinziano and his colleagues that helped get this done. And I'm glad that Gloria recognized former Mayor Coleman, and I mentioned him as well. It was his vision and commitment, as was mentioned, 12 years ago. And it has been a great way for us to honor that commitment, but also show the people of Columbus. This isn't about individuals who may occupy certain offices. This is about the people of Columbus and doing the right thing to make sure that all of our neighborhoods have great resources, great services, so that the residents that live there can pursue their dreams. You know, one of the things that mobility and connectedness help us do is to make sure that young people and seniors who may not have access to cars, and hopefully not too many young people have access to cars under the age of 16, but mobility is just as important for them and seniors as well. But for some of our residents, sidewalks and safe passage are absolutely essential to access bus lines for work, continuing education, and the great effort that's being headed up and based out of St. Stephen's with our Celebrate One work. We know that the social determinants of health in our neighborhoods have to be improved in order for us to reduce and ultimately eliminate infant mortality. And this project, people oftentimes say, well, what does infrastructure have to do with infant mortality? I say everything, everything. So today is about equity, it's about fairness, it's about reducing infant mortality rates and opening up ladders of opportunity for people in this neighborhood and in neighborhoods throughout this great city. We wouldn't be here today without the great vision, commitment, and passion of one of our great advocates. It's my honor to introduce the chairman of the Public Service and Transportation Committee, Councilmember Shannon Hardin.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and thank you all for being out here, like the Mayor said, on this brisk October morning. Let me quickly start with thank yous, and we have several. Certainly to Ms. Gloria and the Argyle Park Civic Association for all the work that you did for advocating for us to be here this afternoon or this morning. I saw President Chip Moore here from Ask Me Local 8. DLZ, thank you for the work that you did on this project, as well as Shelley and Sands, as the mayor recognized. Plascolite, hopefully this is part of beautification and, as the mayor said, keeping us all safer as we go down Joyce Avenue. And certainly to my director, Jennifer Gallagher with the Public Service Department. I appreciate your leadership and your partnership every day. And as the mayor said, we are a team, and so my partnership with my colleague, Mike Cinziano, as he chairs the Public Utilities Department, as the mayor said, this was a joint project with sewers, underground infrastructure and above ground infrastructure, and so we could not have done it without that partnership. Ms. Gloria hit on it and the mayor hit on it that 3 years ago, I was a new council member. Mayor Ginther was president of city council, and former Mayor Coleman was we were all out here on the corner as we completed phase 2 of this project. And we made a commitment that day that we would keep on going down Joyce Avenue. It is really awesome to be back 3 years later to culminate this investment, to say that this was worth it, that we are keeping families safe, that we are investing in a neighborhood that needed the investment. My job is simple, it's just to say thank you. Thank you to the leadership of Mayor Ginther, the departments that we work with, to the residents who advocated for this investment. This is really what we do as a city. We come together and we work together and we put in infrastructure, like the mayor says, that connects folks to St. Stephen's and connects folks to the recreation centers and makes us all a safer, more prosperous community. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sticking with us. With that, I'll turn it back over to our mayor, Andrew Ginther.
I want to give Councilmember Cinziano, who chairs our Public Utilities Committee, a chance to make a few comments, if he would.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize. I was down at the Stand Down event at the Convention Center. This is another beautiful day in the city of Columbus, and so it's my honor, along with my colleague, Councilmember Shannon Hardin, to be here and join you for this celebration. These sidewalks are important. As Mayor Ginther mentioned, my work with Age Friendly Columbus, we hear about how important mobility is, not only for seniors, but for young folks. And so the partnership and the collaboration with the different departments, this is truly wonderful to see come to fruition. And so just excited to join you all here today. I know it's been busy. I know there's been a lot of detours and a lot of driving around in different people's neighborhoods. And so very excited that those cones and those barrels will be moving along and that we're here today. So thank you for the opportunity to provide brief comments, and I'll turn it back to the mayor.
Any other comments from commissioners, local? Yes, Gloria, please.
When they started cutting the curbs, I just want to mention that one of the young ladies that grew up in the neighborhood and who has children of her own now and still in the neighborhood, she came to my porch, she said, Miss Gloria, and she had tears in her eyes. She says, we have curbs, and now no one else needs to die. And that really touched me. So I really thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Well, I think that wraps it up for us, and those of us that are in the shade want to go get in the sun. Thank you.